Hey YouTubies, welcome back for part 2. Hopefully this is only a part 2 and not a part 3. But anyway, so yeah, like I said in the part 1, Dad is trying to claim that he feared for his life because of the dog. I've never seen the dog be that aggressive. He growls, yes, to let people know that, hey, leave me alone. But nothing to where I was in fear of my life. So Dad is going on, and we're arguing back and forth about all this issue. And then all of a sudden, he threatened to shoot my dog. Or, as an alternative, he threatened to turn the dog loose out of our fenced yard. I went off on Dad like white on gravy. Oh my God, I was so pissed. It's like, don't you ever threaten me like that again. If you do anything to my dog, I will call the cops. If you shoot my dog, your butt's going to be in trouble. So, anxiety just thinking about it. The dog is a good dog. Now that I've gotten him used to me, he's a good dog. He did grab it last night when I hugged him. He didn't want to be hugged yet. I get it. Not everybody, not everything likes to be hugged. He might in time, but not yet. He doesn't. He's still gaining trust. But so Anthony had already gone in the house. I finally had enough of Dad's BS. And I simply told him, tilt the hand. And I walked away. I wasn't going to put up with any more of his crap. I mean, we stood out there and argued for probably a good 20, 30 minutes out in the front yard. What it is he's not happy because I'm happy. He's not happy because he's not in control of the situation. Like I said in the previous video, if he got a dog, it'd be no big deal. But the fact that I got a dog, yeah. So that was our World War II. We had World War I and we had World War II over this dog. I got in the house and I went to my bedroom and I was already exhausted because of everything. But I went in there exhausted because of my chronic fatigue and everything. But even though I had no energy, I rage cleaned. Oh my God, did I rage clean. Couldn't do it for very long. I pooped out too quick. But I did rage clean. Not queen. Yeah, I'm the rage queen. And then after a little bit after rage cleaning, I had to lay down and rest. Anthony and I both, let's see, was it? That day, after I rested for a little bit, where'd Dad go? I don't know where he went to. I think he was doing something outside. I didn't know where he was at, but Anthony and I decided to go to a restaurant, a buffet. It's kind of like hometown buffet. Not hometown buffet. Yeah, it's kind of like hometown buffet. Kind of like country buffet, where you can get ham and beans and cornbread, okra, fried catfish, all that kind of good stuff. So we went there to have some comfort food and calm down. Oh my God, that was much needed. And the ham and beans were so good. I'd recently fixed a large batch of ham and beans. It was my very first batch of ham and beans. I was so happy and so proud of myself for making it. But my ham and beans in the crock pot were sabotaged because of Dad turning the crock pot up on high when I didn't know it, and it scorched my beans. So they came out tasting nasty, and they stunk up the entire house. I had to be thrown out. It's like, thanks, Dad. Excuse me. So needless to say, we went to the restaurant. I enjoyed a nice big helping of those ham and beans. Now, I'll admit their cornbread wasn't up to par. It tasted more like white cake instead of cornbread. It did not taste like cornbread at all. But the ham and beans were good, at least. And the okra. So, in this particular case, we got home late, and I didn't call Dad and let him know where we were at. Because last time I was late getting home, he had treated me like a 13-year-old, or tried to. Where have you been? Where have you been? I didn't know where you were at. I go, well, you don't tell me everywhere you're going, now do ya? So tired of being treated like a 13-year-old. I say 13-year-old because that's where I feel like that's when I had my worst. It's always been bad, but that's when I had the worst interactions with him. Is like I'm mentally stuck in a 13-year-old inside of me, even though I'm an adult body. Whereas him, I see him as a narcissist. He's like stuck in a 2 to 5-year-old mode because of what my grandpa had done to him. They say that oftentimes when you've been abused, particularly as a child, you get kind of stuck in that mental age or whatever it was when you had the worst situations. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm speaking from my own situations about the 13-year-old. But Dad, as a narcissist, he oftentimes does have the mentality of a child, a bratty child, in a grown body. Somebody here recently was giving me all kinds of crap for saying that, but that's true. If you look up information about narcissists, that's oftentimes, well, actually, pretty much in every place I've read, that's what it says about narcissists, is they act like children, small children. I had a person here recently come on the channel named Rose, tried to give me all kinds of crap for what I said about this and that and the other. It's like, honey, do a little bit of reading. Go do a little bit of research. Educate yourself. That's what I've been trying to do the last 3-4 years since I'm finally learning about all this stuff. Because always before in the past, I didn't think I was abused. I thought, oh, I wasn't abused. I wasn't hit and everything. But I was abused because of the verbal, mental, and emotional abuse. So, and I do know that Dad himself has endured a lot. We've been talking about this lately. He's endured a lot because of my grandpa beating the snot out of him and my aunt and uncle and grandma. So anywho, finally got home. Couldn't find out he wasn't home, which is good. I don't know where he'd gone because he didn't say. And I didn't question him because I figure he's adult, at least in body. So, I'm not going to treat him like a child, even though he acts like a child sometimes. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I try, at least. So, the next day, I was going to go on strike as far as fixing dinner for Dad, because I figured he could fix his own dinner if he's going to keep giving me crap. Well, usually he eats between 4:30 and 5, sometimes 5:30, depending on, what's going on. Well, come around 6:30, he hollers into my bedroom, "Vicky, can you come fix dinner?" I'm like, okay, God. So I go fix dinner because I figure, hey, we all got to eat. I'd much rather it be my cooking than Dad's, because I had to say it, some of Dad's cooking is not up to par. He does really good with breakfast stuff. Makes biscuits and gravy, and sometimes he makes waffles and pancakes and things like that. He does good on keeping up with the different things for breakfast. Even though I don't eat breakfast, but he always did that for Mom. But dinner stuff, his food's not always the greatest. But of course I don't tell him that. Same with Mom with her cooking. It wasn't always up to par, because there were older years she got where her cooking wasn't as good as it was back when I was a kid. Of course, I never told her that. I just put a smile on my face and eat it, because that's just how I am. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Just like, even though Dad's a butthole, I wouldn't want to hurt his feelings about his cooking either. So, anywho, I went in the kitchen, figuring I'd be able to go in there and just get things cooked in peace and quiet and be left alone. No! Here I am, trying to cook, and Dad's starting World War III with me. Like, oh my God, does this man ever give up? So we had World War III yet again about the dog. Oh, and by the way, right from the very beginning when I got the dog, I had told him that the dog is solely my responsibility. He didn't have to do anything with the dog if he didn't want to. This is before I knew the Dad was saying that the dog was so mean and vicious. But gosh, my brain is like going. It's been a stressful week and a half. I forgot what I was saying. Oh my God. Oh, I was in the kitchen. And like I said, prior to all this, I let Dad know that he didn't need to do anything. The dog was my responsibility. I'd feed and water him. I'd walk him. Whatever needed to be done. Take him to the vet. Whatever. So that was the understanding from the beginning. Well, this World War III, he started to try to give me crap about he didn't want to take care of the dog. I was like, I never asked you to take care of the dog. I had told you from the beginning that it was my responsibility on everything, and that I would handle everything. See ya. Little gal that comes to dialysis with her grandpa kind of gets my nerves sometimes. She's a ratchet jaw. Breathe, Vicky. Just keep calm. Okay, Dad. So him and I, we went back and forth. And he just would not like how he used to do with Mom. He just would not drop the subjects and just sit down and shut up. He cannot, he's got to have the last word, always. Which over time I have learned that until we moved in with Mom and Dad, I didn't realize that I am the same way. So since then, since I've learned that, I've gotten where I know I'm like him in that way. So oftentimes I'll just walk away from the argument. But in this case, I couldn't if he wanted food, and Anthony wanted food. So I had to stay right there and endure. But at one point, Anthony came out of the bedroom to go get the cat food out of the car, and even he wailed in on Dad and let him know that, why don't you just sit down and shut up and just stop going on and on and on about everything. So Dad actually finally sat down, but it took a while. Like I said, he just loves to egg things on continuously and keep an argument going for an hour or hours. All because he just can't shut up. So, because he's in fear for his life, right now the rule is I cannot bring the dog in the house. Well, at least when Dad's home, I can't. I can do it when he's at church. But, because like I said, Anthony and I, we pay on things, so I'm an adult, I'm entitled to be able to do that. But other the times, the dog will be outside. But, so that's one rule. And him and I came to agreement that, and I let Dad know that I solely will take care of the dog. He was feeding the dog breakfast, and I was feeding the dog dinner. So I let him know that I will feed the dog breakfast and dinner, make sure he always has fresh water, play with him, walk him, train him, take him to the vet, whatever needs to be done with the dog, I will do it. He is my fur baby. I will take care of him. Oh, speaking of which, speaking of fur baby, that is one thing that Anthony and I told Jax, the dog, as soon as we got him in the car and was bringing him home, is that he now has a forever home. Anthony and I, we are always, I know not everybody's able to have forever homes for their fur babies. Depends on what situation arises. But anytime that we've had pets, unless something absolutely drastically happens where I've not been able to keep my fur babies, I always keep my fur babies for the duration of their lives. So I have a friend that she'll get a pet, she'll have it for a couple weeks to maybe a couple months, and then rehome it, and then she'll get another one and do the same process over and over and over and over and over. To me, that's just hard on the animals, rehoming them all the time like that, because they get depressed just like we do. They get lonesome, you know, all these kind of emotions like we do. They're, in my opinion, they're like small children in fur coats. So, but yeah, we let Jax know that he has a forever home unless something drastic happens. Same with Bruce and Diana. But, what was I going to say? Anyway, I was decided, since Jax is so smart, he's such an awesome dog. I've actually started, I decided to work with him. It's going to take some time, decided to work with him and see if I can train him to be either my, well, for starters, my emotional support dog. But in time, if I eventually get him certified, I would love to be able to make him my service dog, my CPTSD service dog. I think he'd be good. He's got the smarts. Oh my God. It just might take me forever to train him. My first two things that I need to train him on that I can think of is to not pull the leash. Oh my God, he drags me across everywhere. And what was the other one? Oh, and to come when being called. He comes when I've had him, like here the day I brought him to dialysis. He'd come, but only if I squeaked his little squeaky ball toy. That would get his attention. I need to work with him to where he'll actually come to my, when I call his name. So those are the first two goals to train him on. And then from there, I'll have to create a training regiment and make it so that I break it down to like little increments, like 5-10 minutes at a time of training. Or even the same with playing with him, because I wear out so fast that I got to have like little breaks. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to do all this with my chronic fatigue. When I say chronic fatigue, I think this little Rose gal that I heard from recently giving me crap. I guess she has chronic fatigue also. I have bad chronic fatigue, yes, and I sleep a lot, like a crap ton. But I'm I consider myself more of a chargy than a spoonie. Chargy, I mean, as in, oftentimes I can take a nap from an hour to a couple hours, and I'll feel somewhat better. Not refreshed, of course, but somewhat better. I always feel like a phone, an old phone that won't fully charge when charging. My battery stays low, but if I lay down, take a nap, it charges my battery up just a little bit more. So that's how I think of myself, as a chargy. So I think if I plan a schedule out to work with him, I think I can, in time, it might take a year or two to get him trained to be, the way I liked for him to be. Even then, I don't know if it'll actually fully happen, but if nothing else, it gives me bonding time to work with him. And hopefully I at least get the leash training done where he doesn't pull and where he comes back, and a couple other things. He already knows like 6 commands. He knows sit, stay, lay, fetch, shake, and go eat. I think it's the other one. So I'm wanting to train him, different things, but also I want to train him some hand signals also. So I'm excited. And as far as World War III, I won the battle again. I wasn't going to back down. One last thing. The one little gal that had come on my channel and was dissing me about different things, trying to say that I wasn't letting Dad move and all this kind of stuff when he'd called the real estate lady. I had never once said that he couldn't move. What I was upset and hurt about was the fact that he called the real estate lady without informing me of that he was doing so, and that he was getting things set up to sell the house without ever telling me. Whereas I'm not moving yet. We've made the agreement we're all not moving. We're working things out or battling it out. But if Anthony was to move, even though I don't like my dad, I don't respect my dad because he's never had any respect for me, and it being a narcissist or thing, he's still human. So I would still at least set him down at the kitchen table and we'd have a discussion, and I'd let him know that we are planning on moving. That's the only right thing to do, I think. But see, he didn't take me into consideration on anything like that. That's what I was upset with in one of my previous videos, that she decided to try to diss me on and try to twist my words. I would never tell him that he can't move. He might act like a 2-year-old, yes, but he is an adult. So, and as a human, I'd still want, no matter what, I'd still want him to be happy. I may not like the man, I may not get along with the man, but I still want him to be happy. I mean, he's not had an easy life either. So I'm trying to see things outside the picture with him, but it is hard. Not gonna lie, because of how his past actions have been. Boy, have they been bad. Especially threatening to kill my dog. Boy, you didn't just say that, did you? But, so yeah. It's, I don't know how things are going to happen from here out, but time will tell. But, like I was saying, at the moment, Dad and I, we work things out, and we're all standing there, because him and I both agreed that even though we're arguing, neither one of us really want to move unless we have to, because moving's hard. And none of us are, because of our health, all of our health issues, none of us are really up to be able to move unless we had a mover come in and move the box our stuff up for us. And that's expensive right there. So, like I said, none of us really want to move. So, trying to tough it out. But I let him know that if he wants to keep up with this crap, then Anthony and I will move. Because I'm not going to keep being badgered and treated like a 13-year-old. It's like, no. If we're helping with things around the house, and I'm doing the cooking every day, all this kind of stuff, and paying the bills for him, as well as contributing our own money to all this stuff, then I'm not going to continue being treated like such. Like, enough. Put my foot down. So anyway, my next video, I'm planning on showing you guys the dog. I'll probably, in both of these videos, probably show a short clip of the dog at the very end, because, hey, I can't help showing him off. He's so beautiful. So handsome. I could go on forever talking about no, not Dad. Jax. That's what I really wanted to come on here and talk about was Jax, but I'm afraid I need to get this out of the way so then I can talk about Jax and talk about the positive things about him. It's like all the things I want to start working with him on. That was a pretty red-winged blackbird. So, anywho, I'm going to scoot. I'll catch you guys later. Didn't intend for this to get so long. Please keep us all in thought and prayer. I really need it. It's been so hard since my mom has died, and then Dad just egging things on. I have needed this dog, partly because I'm still grieving Mom a lot. So he's a good distraction. He's a good... Did my phone just... Okay, there it goes. That froze. He's good therapy for me, for one thing. So, good exercise. Good for the smiles. So, alright, I'm going to catch you guys later. Look like the mowers are getting ready to do their thing. So, bye-bye. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. And I'll catch you guys again later.